Excellent, excellent.
How does not having Gio potentially affect the way you're going to supplement the running game? He was involved a lot last week.
Yeah, obviously he was involved a lot last week. Anytime you lose that type of guy that can do all the things he could do, it hurts you. But I trust in the guys that'll be out there to go out there and play if they need be.
We're about to be talking to Coach Arians today, and I know we'll get an injury report later, but did Gronk come out to practice? I know we didn't see him early on.
I don't talk about players and their injuries. That's a BA question.
Okay. I know he wasn't talking today. So.
Byron, you're close to Tom, obviously, these last 2 years. I know he prepares the same, has that veneer, right? But can you imagine, as a former player, going back to a place that meant as much as this did to him, what emotions he may have to settle before he plays the game?
Yeah, it's probably going to be different. I imagine it's going to be different. I remember I went back to Jacksonville. Thank God I was a backup when I went back. But, yeah, it's going to be different. Such familiarity to them up there, right? I mean, what they did together for 20 years is unique and special. So it's supposed to be emotional, to be honest with you. That's how it's really supposed to be when you accomplish what, they accomplish up there. It will be emotional. It has no way around that. But Tom's a pro. Knowing him, he'll be ready to play his best football when we get up there.
Yeah. What's it mean for you guys to get AB back? Obviously, made a huge impact week one. It hurts anytime you don't have one of your main guys out there. So what's that mean for this offense getting him back this week?
It helps. Gives us another guy who is constantly winning out there when he's running routes. A guy that you always want to get the ball in his hands because the unique things that he do with it when he got it in his hands. So he's special before the ball gets to him. He's special once it gets to him. So anytime you have an opportunity to have him out on the grass, it's better for you as a team.
Byron, as much success as you guys have had through the air, this seems like a week where you might be able to establish the run more consistently than the first 3 games. How important is that?
I think it's important as obviously we got to do better. I think I can do a better job too of helping out the run game. Obviously last week it made it tough, just the situation. But we'll try to get better at everything. One thing I know about this group, we bring issues up, we try to correct them. We normally do a good job of correcting them. So we're just trying to make sure we're getting the hat on the hat in the run game, making sure we're doing all the right things from an assignment standpoint to give our backs the opportunity to make yards when they run it.
Penalties have crept back on this team. It's been an issue the first 3 games, penalties. How do you coach or correct the pre-snap things?
Easily. You tell them what's wrong, you communicate. It's really communication, right? When you think of pre-snap penalties all the time, it's communication. And it doesn't really matter who it comes from, right? It can come from any position group. Anybody can be responsible. So we just try to put them in enough situations so they have to over-communicate. Communication is going to be big, especially when you're on the road. It's going to be loud Sunday night. So we just got to continue to communicate. As long as we're all on the same page, we'll work everything out. So it's all about communication, to be honest with you.
Coach Arians was asked about this yesterday, and I'm curious to hear your take. Bill Belichick said that the passing game that you guys are running here is like the same thing Tom ran for the last 20 years, his whole career. Running game is, of course, different. But, how do you as a coach then, with knowing that your opponent knows you that well, like how do you kind of game plan, to go against these guys? Are there new wrinkles that you got just hidden in your back pocket just waiting to throw out, or what?
There used to be a time y'all say we wasn't doing that. Remember that?
Yeah,
So that's something, ain't it?
You gave in.
It had to come from Bill. I guess this one thing I say about it, we all got the same concepts. We all do the same things. I didn't hear the comment really or notice the comment, so I can't really comment further. But in the NFL, you cut the tape on, you see really the all same concepts through every team. So, I mean, obviously you do what the quarterback does best. You put him in position to win and have success regardless of the plays. So, I mean, we're going to go out here and prepare, try our best to be ready for Sunday night, and we'll see.
Does anything on their defense stand out to you?
Obviously, anytime you play that defense, how well coached they are, how multiple they are up front, no matter, 20 years ago, it seemed like the same guys, just different numbers. It almost looked like the same bodies, the same type of bodies. So obviously they like a certain type of player, a certain type of body type on defense. They're always smart. They're always smart. You never see them making a mistake. You never see them making a bonehead play. That's why they had the success that they've had. They're a well-coached team. They're always prepared to play. So it should be fun Sunday night. It's a challenge for anybody that play against them to make sure you're on your homework, make sure you're doing everything you need to do to have success. That's what makes it fun. That's what's going to make Sunday night fun. You know you're going against a good opponent who's well coached. You get an opportunity to test and see where you're at.
This week, Tom has said that, he knows exactly what they're going to do to him, right? He's been in those meetings. He knows everything. The game's decided by players and not coaches. But having said that, is there an advantage for the quarterback or the coaching staff about who knows who better? I mean, no one's been in one place for 20 years.
Yeah, this is unique, right? This is something that's probably never happening again, right? This probably never happening again. I'm quite sure they know each other well. I mean, I've been around somebody 20 years, you know them well, so especially what they've been through and the success and they've had together. So I'm quite sure they know each other well. We're just going to prepare and we're just going to go play a football game, try to play our best football Sunday night.
Is he more helpful than ever? I mean, I know he works together with a game plan, but can he tell you more this week than ever?
We'll see. We'll see.
You said that it's supposed to be more emotional. It's supposed to be emotional when you have the success of those two guys, Tom and Bill.
But just the track record for 20 years of them being together that long.
And obviously the quarterback position is so, it's so cerebral, and you've got to keep your emotions in check. So how do you do that when, you walk through the tunnel and those memories start flooding back to you? You hear the crowd noise.
Well, I don't think this would be his first emotional game. I think being in the games that he's played in, being in the moments that he's been in, I think he'll handle his emotions well, to be honest with you. He always does, so I wouldn't expect none less. I expect it to be a little different for him. It got to be. That don't mean anything. It's probably different before the game, before the snap. Once the game's kicked off, I'm quite sure football will turn into football. That's for all football players. You'll lock in and try to execute and play well on the football field. But I'm quite sure before and after it'll be emotional.
Okay, the last question.
How does somebody, Tom Moore said, Coach Moore said that he does a good job of compartmentalizing those things. It's so much easier said than done though. Like how does one quarterback like you who plays the position, the highest level, how do you compartmentalize those feelings and just lock into the game?
To imagine that Tom Brady can't control his emotions is.
No, I'm not imagining. I'm just asking how, as a layperson that has never been in that position.
I think all these guys are professional athletes. It's hard to get to this level of sports, to get to this level at doing anything. So all these guys are pretty good at handling emotions because that's part of getting to this level, getting to this league, being a part of this league year in and year out. It's an emotional game, week in, week out, day in and day out. And I think for the most part, all these guys do a good job from an emotional standpoint, getting themselves ready. The ultimate thing is to get ready to play a football game, and I think he'll be fine doing that.